guys, and welcome to my very first YouTube channel. I have been contemplating this so much and whether or not I wanted to do this. Should I not? I don't know. I decided to go ahead and do so. I'm one of those people who feels like everyone else can do something and I can't, but if they can do it, why can't I? So you gotta start somewhere. So today I thought I would start with my first video being a get ready with me, kind of ask some questions, get to know me kind of video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So before I get started on my foundation, I have a list beside me of some questions that I asked you guys to send me, and I'm going to try my best to answer them and answer them honestly. Some of them are juicy, some are not, but we'll see what we get. So the very first question is, how old are you and where do you live? Well, I am 24 years old, clearly. I'm a young one. I live in Columbus, Ohio, basically. I live in a subdivision, has a nice pool, somewhat friendly neighbors, kind of. I don't know, but it's in Ohio. It's not the nicest place in the world. It's not the worst, it's just, I don't know. I have access to everything that I want to have access to, places I want to go, but I don't know. I personally would prefer something a little more off-grid, but that's just me. I'm going in with the Revlon Color Stay Full Cover Foundation in the shade 330 Matte. It's natural tan. Normally I go for the Born This Way foundation, but the last shade I have is a lot lighter for my skin. But I've been tanning lately, so I need to use something a bit darker, so I went ahead and picked up something a bit cheaper, but it gets the job done. It doesn't crease. It's pretty good coverage. I prefer something a little bit more full coverage, but I'm on a budget. I don't believe in primer, in case you wondered. I just feel like it alters your foundation, and it's just not my cup of tea. So I just go straight in with this. Sometimes I do my eyebrows first, sometimes I don't. Kind of depends on what I grab first, honestly. I planned on doing my eyebrows first in this video, but glad I didn't have them. Okay, let's see. Second question is, what do you do for fun? I don't have fun, to be honest. I really don't do much. I work and I sleep. Sleeping is probably my favorite activity. I'm really good at it. I don't know. I like to see movies. I love music. I love playing with my animals. That's also on the question, so I guess I'll just answer that too. I have a cat. Her name's Dottie. She's 12 years old. She's my life. Like, I will fight you if you try to steal her. I also have 3 ferrets, Bo, Duke, and Stretch. They're ornery, but I love them as well. Come on. I really think this is actually a perfect shade. It's hard for me. I have like 6 different shades because sometimes I'm pale, sometimes I'm super, super tan, sometimes I'm in the middle. Right now I'm kind of like in my middle stages. It looks like my neck's a lot redder than my face, but I swear it's just the lighting. Now that that's on. So before I get into concealer, let's find a couple more questions. So next I'm gonna go in with the Fit Me concealer in shade 15 Light. Sometimes I like to go for something more brightening, and if I do, I'll use a lighter shade, and I'll usually go in with my Jeffree Star concealer in the shade C7. But sometimes if I'm just feeling like a more toned down look, then I'll go in with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. So another question I had was, what are your favorite makeup YouTubers? That is the easiest question on this list for sure. My favorite makeup YouTubers are, number 1, Jeffree Star. Yes, he is probably one of my favorite people in the entire world. And I was lucky enough to meet him, I think 5 years ago in Columbus. No, it was Cleveland. It was in Cleveland. He was on his Extreme Beauty Makeup Tour, and conveniently it was sold out, but they had added another date on a Sunday, which was my birthday. So, you know, Daddy had to go to that. So I got tickets and went with my mom, and it was absolutely wonderful. My mom won a couple little giveaways, so she was very excited, and it was just amazing to get to see somebody in person. That was the first time I saw somebody who was important to me or famous at the time, and it was cool just to get to sit with somebody for 4 hours and just ask them questions. It was a very open forum. You got to discuss whatever you wanted to, so that was really exciting. So he's definitely my number 1. And controversy aside, I love James Charles. He's one of my favorite sisters. I just think his art form is incredible. I think he's so talented. He's super funny, and to be so young and brand something so successful so fast is just absolutely amazing to me. Like, props to you. So I'm gonna blend this out. Concealer's looking pretty good now. Let's find a couple more questions. Furthest traveled or a dream vacation? Well, the furthest I've traveled for sure is China. I went to Beijing, Hong Kong, Xi'an, Suzhou, and Shanghai. I was there for almost a month. I was with a program called People to People Student Ambassadors, and the whole point of the program is to bring your American culture and customs to another country and just kind of mingle them all together and see what you get, I guess. And it was a lot of fun. I love the Chinese culture, I always have. And so my very first trip, especially out of the country, you know, being able to go to China and check off all those things off my bucket list at such an early age was amazing. I think I was about 11, almost 12 when I went, so that was pretty amazing. Nowadays, if I had a dream vacation, it would probably be Tokyo, Japan. I just think it's so incredible. All the pictures, all the videos, everything I see, just all the technology and the lights and just everything looks so beautiful. So that's probably where I would go, but you never know. So next we're gonna get into bronzing my face. I'm gonna go in with the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This is definitely one of my favorite bronzing powders. I started off with the Hoola bronzer and it was just way too dark, and this allows you to build up a lot easier without going too overboard. If you want it to be a bit more intense, you can. It smells so good. I don't even know what it smells like. It just smells Hawaiian. I don't know. So typically I bronze in the place that you would put your contour in. I'm not a big fan of contouring in general, like actual contouring, but this does the job for me. I always go along the bottom of my jawline as well. I feel like especially on camera and in photos, it just makes my jawline look smaller, which isn't a bad thing. Really get up in the hairline. I feel like I have a really big forehead, and I don't know, in pictures, bronzing definitely makes it look smaller. Let's find another question. Is there someone special in your life? Yes. Do you need to know about them? Not right now. Biggest disappointment in life? I'm only 24. I shouldn't have that many huge, monumental disappointments in my life, so we're gonna skip that one, because I really don't. Like, I'm fine with where I'm at in life. If you're on an island, what are 3 items you need? Well, that's a typical question, but if I'd have 3 items on an island, it would probably be cheesecake, a tablet for YouTube videos to watch, and can I take my cat? If a cat counts, I'll take my cat. If not, tanning lotion. I feel like I'd be happy. I mean, if I was stranded on an island by myself for the rest of my life and I had cheesecake, a tablet to watch YouTube videos, and either my cat or tanning lotion, I would not be upset about that. And it'd be amazing. Like, I just can't complain, honestly. I really don't love people, so I'd be okay with that. Okay, another question was, what are some of your other favorite YouTubers that are not makeup YouTubers? I mean, I don't know. I watch here and there different YouTubers, but honestly, a lot of them I can't think of just off the top of my head. I mean, they're just, I pick one video on how to make an apple pie, and then like 3 hours later, I'm learning how to tame and ride an elephant. So I don't know, I see a lot of good videos. I guess I don't necessarily watch a lot of individual people now that I think about it, but Most of the YouTubers I watch are makeup related, but I guess I would say Tana Mojo if that counts. She's not really makeup related. I mean, she's beautiful, but her videos aren't meant to be beauty videos like Jeffree Star or James Charles. I also watch Tati Westbrook. I mean, obviously she's beauty, but she does a lot of different things, especially with skincare, which I love so much. I personally take her Halo Beauty vitamins, and they are doing wonders for me, so thank you, Tati. What step next? So next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of blush, very, very little. I'm gonna use e.l.f. in Brick Red. I use very, very, very little blush. I just like a little bit of color, but not too much. Just enough to give it a little bit more color. Okay, and then after that, I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of that original bronzer I used and bronze up my nose a little bit. Let's see. Take this really small e.l.f. brush, dip into that. This is really the only real contouring I do, I guess, because I kind of have a schnoz. Let's go in on the bridge of my nose. Remember the first time I tried contouring? No. I was like, oh, I need something dark. Let me find something dark. And I grabbed literally the darkest shade in the palette. I still have the palette over here, but oh, it was not pretty. It was literally like dirt. It was horrible. That's probably my biggest struggle. That's actually another question. What is your biggest makeup struggles? My biggest makeup struggles currently are contouring, because I feel like I don't do it right. So I just kind of don't. And just picking shades of anything, whether it's eyeshadow, lipstick, the correct shades for light contouring or bronzing, highlighting, anything. I'm not good at shades. So I end up wasting my money on stuff, and then I'm like, well, this doesn't work for me. Other than that, I don't really think much. Eyebrows were a struggle at first, but I've gotten a lot better at that. Well, I guess you'll be the judge of that. So let's see, got my face base was looking pretty good. It looks pretty good, got some color, bronzed up, concealed, ready to go. So let's do eyebrows next. So I do my eyebrows either two different ways. Sometimes I go in with the NYX Tame and Frame pomade in the shade Brunette. Sometimes I go in with just a pencil, so we'll see. I'm feeling like a little bit of both. So I'm gonna go in with my Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. God, that's a mouthful. I usually like to start off with this to kind of define them a little bit more, then I go in with a pomade, then I'll clean them up with a little bit of concealer. And this is very hard for me nowadays because I got a little bit of Botox. So my forehead has 45 units of Botox all up in here and in between my eyebrows, so I can't do much with them anymore. I can't arch my eyebrows, which makes anything eye related difficult, so I have to like tilt my head awkwardly. They're already decently shaped. I'm trying out a new shape for my eyebrows. And by trying out a new shape, I mean the lady at the wax place that I usually use wasn't there, so somebody else did them, so I'm forced to try a new style, but I don't hate them. This one is just a lot different than my other one. This is what I want it to look like for the most part. It's beautiful. Not bad. Now to try and replicate it on this side. We'll see. Like, not bad. Yeah, that'll do. So So I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up now with a little bit of concealer and get them a little bit thinner. I don't like too big of eyebrows. You should have seen them like 6 months ago. Not the prettiest. So I'm gonna put a little concealer on the back of my hand. I have to go in with the angled brush. This is also from e.l.f. Go right in and clean them up. All finished, looking pretty good if you ask me. Yep. Oh, I just tried to flex them, but I can't because Botox. At least I can't get wrinkles. And now my forehead doesn't crease, so that's always a good thing. Speaking of creasing, I need to go in with some setting powder. I used to use the Laura Mercier powder, but I accidentally bought the glow powder, thinking it was gonna do some magical unicorn shit to my face, and it didn't. It just made my face yellow. So I'm gonna go in with Maybelline Fit Me, also in the light shade. So I'm gonna grab this real quick. So I'm just gonna grab a brush real quick, dip into that, and see what we can do. I'm not one for baking. I just put it on for just a second and then just wipe it off. Some people bake for a long time. I don't know. I just don't need that, I guess. I really don't care, to be honest. As long as I'm putting in the spots that would normally crease or move, I'm okay with it. So I just give it a good second. Okay. I don't just like flick it off either. I just kind of like press it in a little bit more as I'm moving it around because it does remove it, but it's still pressing it in, but it's not just swiping it off real quick because then that'd be a waste of time. It definitely blurs those spots a lot, which is what I like, especially under the eyes, obviously, because I don't sleep well. Like I sleep, but I don't sleep well. I sleep a lot, I just don't sleep well while I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? God, that face is looking beautiful. Like, I don't know. Okay, and that's it, we're done. We're done, that's the end of my video. Just kidding, got a little bit left. So I'm all done with my powder, I'm done with my face, everything's looking good. I do my highlight at the very end. So I think we're gonna start on the eyeshadow. Ugh. If you could see my first time I ever tried using eyeshadow to now, oh bitch, it was not good. Like I literally put a little bit of brown right here and like this little wing thing and I was like, looking fucking beautiful, like James Charles who? And then like 6 months later when I actually started practicing and getting better and techniques and everything, way different. Like if I can put a picture in this video somehow, I will show you because it's disgusting how good of a difference it is. So I actually don't have any idea what kind of eyeshadow. So I actually don't have any idea what kind of eyeshadow look I want to do. I'm thinking something, maybe something green. Maybe like green and yellow. Maybe like lemon lime. Yeah, let's do that. So I think I'm gonna use a mixture of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Alien palette and my James Charles X Morphe palette. I love colorful looks. I'm not a real big person on neutral looks. I mean, they're pretty and I've done them, but I just feel like color is better. And I mean, how many times do you want to look at a brown shade? You don't. Okay, before I jump into that though, let's see if there's any other good questions. Okay, so another question I have is thoughts on boys in beauty, specifically makeup. Well, I think it's great. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Girls can do it, boys can do it. Why not? I think sometimes people just get too wrapped up in labels and too wrapped up in stereotypes and just things need to be a certain way and things are only for men and things are only for women. It's like, fuck it, who cares? Like, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, and regardless of your reason of why you want to wear makeup, just do it. As long, you're not hurting anybody, so who cares? I personally do it because I'm not good at anything else, and this is kind of like not that great either, but I'm getting better. And I don't know, it's just a way for me to have a creative outlet, and it's fun. And you know, especially on Instagram, like it's so amazing to see people's artistry, and it really does inspire me. So that's why I do it. Some people do it because they feel beautiful. Some people, it empowers them. Some people, it's specifically only an art form. Like, I don't put it on and go to Walmart for some snacks. Like, I literally put it on, take some photos, like, and then I take it off. Like, that's it. So that's why I do it. So let's see, I'm gonna go in with a nice fluffy Morphe blending brush. I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M441 brush. I got the James Charles collection when it came out. So it has everything I need. Plus I have some other brushes. There's a lot more affordable brushes. I mean, Morphe's not bad priced in the first place, but I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes. I have Wet n Wild brushes. I mean, I have a whole array of them. So I'm gonna go in first with a transition shade. And since I'm doing more of like a green yellow look, I think I'm gonna go in with a yellow first. So I'm gonna go in with, ooh, look at all of them. Look at them. I'm gonna go in with this shade first, and I think after that I'm gonna go in with this, and then go in with the darker green in the crease, and we'll see what we can get. Some people say that there are definitely techniques on how you're supposed to use this palette as far as application with the colors, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a very buildable palette. I don't really think there's a lot of technique. Like, I've tried just blending in circles, zigzag, the windshield wiper movements, like packing it on, then blending it out. I don't know. I just kind of do whatever and it just kind of works. I used to use these little tape things, which, I mean, sometimes I still do use it, just get that really sharp line underneath it, but sometimes I just put my brushes in the hands of Jesus Christ our Savior and hope that he guides me along, and sometimes he lets me down, but sometimes he doesn't. So hopefully, being my first YouTube video, he loves me today. So I'm just gonna do one eye, and then off camera I'll do the other eye. I'm gonna sit here for an hour and a half while I do it because eyeshadow takes me a very, very long time. And ain't nobody got time for that. What I would like to know is, what are your biggest makeup issues? What are the things that you struggle with the most? Like I said, I know me, what's contouring, picking shades, eyeshadow, which I think is a struggle for most people, but I'd like to know what you struggle with, or what have you struggled with before that you're an expert on now, and how did you get so good at it? Was it just practicing over and over and over? Was it tutorials? I would like to know. And that is to all 11 of you that currently follow me. I'm kind of a big deal. I'm gonna try to wing it out a little bit, just so it has more of a shape. I don't know, sometimes I go for a round, sometimes I like a little bit of a shape. Most times, I get what I get and I don't complain. So I'm gonna go in with a slightly smaller brush. This is a Morphe M503 brush. I'm gonna go in with that darker green shade. Did I say I was gonna start with yellow? I don't remember. Well, if I did, I didn't. I lied to you on my first video, and I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put this right underneath my brow bone. God, they're so soft. These shades are very, very blendable. Very blendable. And I personally prefer shades that aren't super, super, super pigmented right off the bat, because sometimes you want a green that's not overwhelming. So why not have something that's a little bit less pigmented, but builds up easier? You can kind of manipulate the shades however you want then. Kind of tap it up a little bit more. I think my biggest disappointment as far as what I do with makeup, or just my face, I guess, is that I have hooded eyes. So that's not great. So you can't see most of the eyeshadow that I put on. So I used to be obsessed with doing the most intricate looks that I possibly could. Then I realized as soon as I open my eyelid, you can't see any of it, so what's the point? So I decided to start putting a couple of shades then when I do eyeshadow and just building it up higher. That way you can actually see what's going on when I open my eyes. And it's definitely working better for me. So I'm gonna go back in with that first lighter green shade. I don't know all the names off the top of my head, so light green it is. Just gonna kind of pat that back on and blend it into the darker green. I don't like harsh lines, so. I know Mitchell likes to just tap everything, and when the first time I saw him doing that, it drove me crazy. I'm like, just put it on, like stop tapping someone's face to death, but I definitely have incorporated that a lot into the eyeshadow looks that I do. It does get rid of the harsh line a lot, so props to Mitchell. So now I'm gonna go in with a very small brush. So this is the Morphe M506 brush. It's a lot smaller than the last two I used. So I'm gonna take that with the yellow shade that I promised. Just go right on the top half of the light green and just blend it back into there. And now I like most of the yellow to be right above the green. Like you can see the majority of the yellow up here, and then over here, like I still will bring it down a little bit, but not too much. Like enough to know that it's there, but not like overwhelming. I want the majority of the yellow pigment that you can actually see to be up here. Again, I'm just gonna do that Mitchell tapping and just blend it in. Okay, so once that yellow's on, I'm gonna make sure everything looks good. Go back in with a little bit with a darker green, fill up in this little gap. I'm gonna take it down into my outer corner. And one last time I'll take that yellow. This is giving me poison ivy feelings right now. Yes. This is Walmart wearable. It's gotta be. Okay, I like the green, I like the yellow, the blending is good. So what to do with my eyelid? I guess we'll cut the crease. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my crease with the Morphe M421 brush, little flathead brush. Yes. Dip that. Dip, whatever. Okay, so me, sometimes I'll put it right down the very bottom of my eyelid and push it up and see where the line is, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go right where the top of the foldable part is. Looks pretty good to me. I like to put my cut crease a little bit higher just because, like I said, I have hooded eyes, so at least I can bring it up so when I open my eye you can still see a little bit of it. But if I really wanted to show off, I'd just walk up to you and be like, "Hi, I'm Cody." And you get to see it. Okay, and then after that's on, I'm going to go in with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Alien palette, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this amazing green. It's called Alien, conveniently. It is the best metallic green I've ever seen. So I'm going to take this little flat brush, it's the Morphe M124 brush, and pack it on. Let's see. Some people like to go in with their fingers. Sometimes I do that, but it just works for me. How beautiful that is. It's insane. Oh, God. We need another question. What are your favorite makeup brands? So, conveniently, my favorite makeup brand is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It's just amazing. I mean, they're amazing. His shadows are phenomenal. I have never once had an issue with any of his eyeshadows. They're very pigmented, as you can see. They're very soft. They go on very smooth and seamlessly. I love them. I have his concealer, like I showed you, shade C7. Also very smooth, very creamy. The coverage is beautiful. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time. Okay, what other brands do I like? I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. They are extremely inclusive. I think their products are amazing. They're a little pricey for me personally, but I think the quality is amazing, especially their shadows. The new Alyssa Edwards palette, oh my gosh, so beautiful. I haven't got to try it yet, but of course I've seen many pictures and tutorials. It looks phenomenal. I love Morphe, of course. I think they are so reasonably priced. Almost anybody can afford them. There are so many different brushes and products to choose from. I think they're absolutely amazing, honestly. They just really are, hands down. ColourPop, their shadows are the only things I've ever used. ColourPop shadows are amazing. I think they're incredible. e.l.f. Cosmetics, what's not to love? You have brushes, you have primers, you have everything. Like, you can do full face with e.l.f., of course, and it's so budget friendly. Like, anybody can afford that. If you can't afford it, don't know what to tell you. I really don't do a lot of luxury brands. Like, I have my Laura Mercier powder that I use twice that kind of is just sitting there. At first I thought, oh, if I need makeup, like, you just gotta have the nicest things, but then I realized, guess what? There are so many drugstore products and so many more affordable brands that do as well and perform as nicely as the luxury brands. Like, why break the bank if you don't have to? What I can't wait for is a full Jeffree Star Cosmetics line. I'm talking foundations, everything. And you know he's not gonna come out with only 6 or 7 shades. He's gonna have probably 50 plus shades. He is such an advocate for having a huge shade range to accommodate every skin type and undertone. He's not gonna disappoint, I know that for sure. But I would also love more brushes from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I would love, we don't need any more lip shades, we have enough of those, but I think I would like maybe some setting sprays, maybe a bronzer. I think that would be great. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some mascara and lashes on off camera, and then I'm gonna come back, smoke out underneath the lash line, put on the other eye, and then we'll work on lips. Okay, you guys, I am back. I went ahead and did my other eye off camera, like I said, threw on some mascara. I used PONI Cosmetics, the White Night Mascara. It's a 2-step mascara. First step is for volume, second step is for length. It is absolutely amazing. Comes in like this. Take the first one out for volume. Pop that bad boy back in. Take out step 2 for length, which is on the top. It's a lot smaller of a wand. And boom. Oh, and you throw in some false lashes. It's not that powerful. I use the ELDORA false eyelashes in style M103, and both the lashes as well as the PONI Cosmetics, the White Night Mascara were PR items sent to me, so big shout out to both of those companies for supporting me. So I also went ahead and used a black hole liner and did my waterline, as you can see. And then I also took the shade Abduction from the Alien palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics and smoked out underneath my lash line a smidge. Usually I use a darker shade to go underneath, but I wasn't feeling it today. I didn't want it to be too intense, you know. Gotta go to Walmart like this. There you go. There you go. Looking all good. Oh, feeling a little tacky still. Oh, much better. You can get your Sisters Apparel fan from sistersapparel.com. I wish that was sponsored by James Charles. You never know, one day it could be. Do you know what I also need? Some continuous setting mist from Morphe. Refreshing. And there was a purpose to that. One more time. Look at that face. My mom would be so proud of me. Hey mom, if you're watching. But for real. So the last step for my face, I'm gonna go in with the Revolution Strobe Highlighter. Ooh, ooh. So I've tried with my fingers, I've tried with a brush. I don't like either of them. So I figured if I spray my face first with some setting spray and then I go in with a damp beauty blender and just kind of stamp it on. Oh, I love it. Yes, yes. It just gives it a good shape. I don't know, when I've used my fingers or a brush, it's either like a line or it's just, I don't know, it's weird, but I just feel like the shape of this is just perfect. And then if it's too much, you can just go on the other side and just stamp it and it absorbs it a little bit, but oh, 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 yeah. That's good. That's good. Maybe a little bit more. Jeffree would be proud. Has anyone ever tried his highlighters? They are insane. I bought the 24 karat one before. Oh my God. Like a little goes above and beyond. But if you're that kind of queen, then be that kind of queen. I am not. Like I'm actually not a big fan of highlighters. Like I'll do my cheeks and maybe like a little so that when it catches the light, but that's about it. Okay, maybe that, and maybe a little on the nose, just to brighten it. Okay, that's it. That's it, I swear. So, anything else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Lips, of course. Like I have beautiful lips. Like everyone tells me I have beautiful lips. Like, like I have a big lower lip, but like a smaller upper lip. Like they're beautiful as like boy lips, but like when I put lipstick on, it's just not the prettiest. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this NYX Cosmetics matte lip liner in the shade Sandstorm. Now, recently, I figured I just like to put this on and fill it in, and then I got the shade I want because I'm not a fan of liquid lips. It's just too messy, it's too sticky. I don't like the way they dry down. I like lipsticks, they're easier for me to control, but I just can't ever find shades I like. Usually they end up being too dark, too purpley. I love nudes. But for real, I love nudes, and I haven't found my perfect nude yet, but this just kind of is what I want it to be, I guess. And so while I'm doing that, I'll answer one more question. Gotta find the best one. Okay, best question I think is, what are your aspirations in the beauty community? Well, to have aspirations in the beauty community, you have to be a part of the beauty community, which I am not yet. But my aspirations are, hold on. Okay, my aspirations are, I don't need to be like super famous. I don't need millions and millions and millions of followers and subscribers on YouTube. I mean, yeah, I would like it, but like I don't need that for validation. I don't need that to be happy. I do want some. I mean, I want a good amount. Like I want a lot. But I just think it's wonderful when strangers you've never met before, I mean, because that's what a stranger is, you know, compliments you online and is encouraging you. And I just think it's a wonderful thing. And yeah, there's a lot of drama in the beauty community, as most of us have seen. James Charles, Tati. But I don't know, I'm just not that much of a drama-loving, seeking person, so I just want to be a part of it. So I have a community of people who enjoy what I do, just like I enjoy what they do, and it's just one of those things like, they have your back a lot of times and you have theirs, even if you've never met them, and it's nice to support people and have the support in return. So that's what I want. I just want to be a part of it and have followers and just have people I can connect with who like the same things as I do and just be happy with it. I mean, if millions of people want to follow me for some random reason, then I'll take it. So my upper lip I used to, like right here, I would just line, and then curve it, but lately I don't. I kind of round it off a little bit right here now, instead of just this sharp lines. I just like to round it a little. I overdraw them just the slightest bit on top and on the bottom, not at all, because I don't need that. Thank you, Jesus. And then I just kind of fill them in with the pencil. I love this color. Like if you know of a perfect nude or one that's just very, very, very slightly mauve or like a purple undertone, let me know, because that's what I want. But this, I love it. Makes your teeth look good. No braces. And I just feel like it's not clashing with anything. If I do a lighter eyeshadow look or darker, colorful, anything, like it just kind of goes with anything. I also get that from my mama. The good teeth, the beautiful eyes, and my love of nude and mauve lip colors. Okay, I think I'm gonna give myself a quick one last spritz of Morphe setting spray. Tastes like perfection. Woo. Quick little fan. Yes, summer goddess, summer goddess, summer goddess. And I think that's all for today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this look. I think it's pretty beautiful. Yes, yes, those lashes, those lips, that highlight, the bronze, the brow that I can't raise without my finger because of injectables. I think it's altogether pretty beautiful. I hope you learned some information about me, whether you wanted to or not. If you have any other questions that you're just dying to know, all 11 of you, just put it in the comments below and I will try my best, which shouldn't be too difficult because there would only be 11 questions, but I'll answer them regardless. Obviously this video was not perfect, nor did I expect it to be. I'm sure there are many, many cringy parts. I'm sure I skipped stuff. I'm sure I half-assed answer some of the questions, but I tried. It's a lot to do at once. I did my best. I'm sure they'll get better. No, they will get better in the future. So if all 11 of you like this video, please give it a good thumbs up down below. Hit the little notification bell if you're so inclined. Click the big red subscribe button. Well, I guess if there's 11 of you, you're already subscribed. But if you're new to my channel and you're not one of the 11 subscribers, please hit the big red subscribe button down below. All the products I used will also be listed in the description box with links to all their social media if you want to purchase them or follow them. Thank you so much for your support and see you in the next one.